Anambra Patriots for Soludo to organize training for journalists on election coverage. Government asked to create more enabling environment for businesses to thrive. Federal government stance on ambassadorial nominees generates negative reaction as UK announces additional £450 million support to Ukraine to deter Russian aggression. Beautiful morning to you and welcome to Breakfast News on ABS Television. I am David Okpopasele. We remind you that security is here to stay in Anambra State. In the Anambra, remember, security is everyone's business, and for us to have a secure and livable Anambra State, we must join forces with the government in securing our state. If you see something, say something. Report unscrupulous elements to security operatives for better security of life and property. Remember the emergency numbers 5311 or 08002 I am David Okpopasele, welcoming you to the news. We begin from Oka here, where ahead of the November 8th gubernatorial election in Anambra State, the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ Anambra State Council, in collaboration with Anambra Patriots for Soludo, has organized a training workshop for journalists on election coverage and ethics of the profession. The theme of the workshop was ethical journalism and journalist safety in an evolving democracy and was held at the Godwin Ezemo International Press Center in Oka. The workshop was attended by the Resident Electoral Commissioner, Independent National Electoral Commission, Anambra State, Dr. Queen Elizabeth Agwo. Kenechku Chukwode was there and now reports for the ABS.
The state NUJ chairman, Dr. Odogwu Emeka Odogwu, in his remark, emphasized that the training is to help journalists brush up on the ethics of the profession, knowing what is expected of them and how to act at each given time, appreciating patriots for supporting the workshop through sponsorship.
Professionalism is our key watchword in Anambra. Two of us are pleading with us, each and every one of us, to make it a point of duty that you must stream, write, publish, in whatever way you deem fit, the activity of today.
In his keynote address, the Managing Director, Anambra State Bureau of Public Procurement, Architect Oke Ezobi, including the paper presenters, Dr. Moses Ubo and Sir Victor Agusiobo, noted that journalists shape public opinion in diverse ways and are expected to stand for the truth at all times through accurate and truthful reportage within the ethics of the profession. The chairman of Anambra Patriots for Soludo, Chief Ejimatu Enekwechi, the managing director of Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, Mr. Christopher Moloku, and the organizing chairman of the workshop, Ukpa Ewa, in their goodwill messages, pointed out that the workshop is necessary and important and would help journalists to better perform their duties amidst challenges. In Oka, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
An Abuja-based consultant on industrial-related matters, Chief Ernest Okafor, has called on the federal and state governments to create more enabling environment for the speedy industrialization of the country. Speaking to the ABS in Oka, Chief Okafor described the private sector as a key player in the nation's economy and called on the federal government to always make policies that will be business-friendly, saying the epileptic power supply, multiple taxation, among others, are major problems facing industrial development in Nigeria. He urged Nigerians to always take pride in patronizing made-in-Nigeria products to ensure the growth of the private sector in addition to improving the gross domestic product of the Nigerian nation. Chief Okafor called on the people of Anambra State who have industries in different parts of the country to bring part of their investments home, especially now that Governor Chukwuma Soludo is building on road infrastructure, saying that the construction of the Ufuma Awa Ndu Kweno Bezondeora Amansi Road by the Soludo administration has given the people of the areas a sense of belonging. Ohaneze and Igbo worldwide has restated its commitment to championing the cause of the Igbo nation. Our correspondent, Emmanuel Okonkwo, has the rest of the story.
The President Ohaneze and Igbo Anambra State Chapter, Mazi Chukwuma Okpala Ezoku, who stated this during a one-day enlightenment retreat for new Anambra executive members of the organization in Oka with the theme Ohaneze and Igbo as a mechanism to galvanize and uphold the core values of the Igbo race and nation, with special reference to Anambra State, assured that the group will continue to uphold its core mandate, which is the protection of Igbo people's collective interest, void of religious and political inducement or the like.
We are aware that Ohaneze, as the apex Igbo socio-cultural organization, is popular, but we deem it necessary to enlighten the new ESCOs for them to understand it better.
In their various remarks, the immediate past national vice president of the group, Chief Damian Okekogene, his state president counterpart, Chief Chukwuemeka Udodeme, and the former national president of Anambra State Association of Town Unions, Barrister Titus Akbudo, reminded the members of the executives the need to uphold the tenets of the association at all times and always remember that they are the torch bearers of the Igbo nation and as such should be at the forefront in the promotion and propagation of the Igbo values, the culture, and traditions. On their part, the Anambra State woman leader of the group, Mrs. Joy Onyekwere, and the state secretary, Mr. Ikechukwu Ofokansi, called on Igbo parents to endeavor to teach their children Igbo language and culture, which they said is the identity of the tribe.
The federal government has jettisoned the 70-30% ratio for the career diplomats and political appointees on the list of ambassadorial nominees currently undergoing screening in the hands of security agencies. According to reports, former governors of Abia and Enugu State, Okezie Ikpeazu and Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, respectively, former senator that represented Kaduna Central, Chil Sani, and former aviation minister Femi Fani-Kayode, and former presidential aide Reno Mokiri have been listed in the media as part of the nominees undergoing screening. The list of the ambassadorial nominees has undergone a lot of changes and will be returned to the president, after which he will forward it to the National Assembly for confirmation. The UK government has announced a further £450 million of military support to Kyiv as the UK and Germany host a meeting of 15 nations in Brussels. UK Defense Secretary John Healey said defense officials are convening to power pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin and force him to end his invasion of Ukraine. He said they must step up to deter Russian aggression by continuing to bolster Ukraine's defenses. The package includes funding for hundreds of thousands of drones, anti-tank mines, and repairs for military vehicles. About £350 million will be provided by the UK, with extra funding from Norway through the UK-led International Fund for Ukraine. The package includes £160 million to provide repairs and maintenance and equipment which the UK had already provided to Ukraine. The Nigeria Premier Football League (NPFL) has fined Ibadan-based Shooting Stars Sports Club ₦5 million and banned their fans from watching their home games. The sanction was handed down after the team breached rules governing the game when they hosted a Week 32 match against Ikorodu City at the Lekon Salami Stadium in Ibadan. Rising from its hearing on the fracas that marred the game last Sunday, the league's body disciplinary committee asked the club to pay another ₦2 million to Ikorodu City for damages to their bus following security breaches that resulted in attack on the Ikorodu City contingent. The NPFL restricted 3SC stars indefinitely from the fans of the 3SC indefinitely from getting access to their home games. The Ibadan club was found guilty of all 3 counts of failure to provide adequate security, failure to ensure proper conduct of their supporters resulting in attacking on opponents and throwing of objects to the field of play and at the referees. Remember that you can follow news and programs from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television Oka. You can follow us on X at ABS Radio TV as well as on Instagram. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Before we go here at the main point, again, we told you that NUJ has partnered Anambra Petroleum for Solodo to organize training for journalists on election coverage. Governments have been asked to create more enabling environment for businesses to thrive. Federal government stance on ambassadorial nominees generates negative reaction as UK has announced additional £450 million support to Ukraine to deter Russian aggression. We remind you that security is here to stay in Anambra State. In the Anambra, remember, security is everyone's business. And for us to have a more secure and livable Anambra State, we must join forces with the government in securing our state. If you see something, say something. Report unscrupulous elements to security operatives for better security of life and property. Remember the emergency numbers 5311 or 08002-20008. And that's the news this morning, as edited by Queen and Ibogo and the production team. I am David Okwase. Thank you for joining us.